Hey guys, Manifest here. What is going on? So as you probably have noticed, I'm doing an awful lot of commentaries, and that is because I'm actually preparing for my 200 sub big blowout with lots and lots of videos to upload in a single day. And I'm suspecting that'll probably be not this Saturday, but the Saturday after. But don't hold me to that if it isn't, but I'm pretty sure that's when I'll be doing this. So the thing is that I know we've been doing a lot of commentaries, but today I'm actually going to talk about myself, specifically where I've been at with video games and that type of thing, because it's always good to know a lot about the YouTuber that you watch. I find it interesting to learn about the people that I watch, and it's always fun for me. So starting off, I think my first console was a PS1 way back when. I was probably, I have no idea. Okay, anyways, the PS1, we had a few games. One was Spider-Man, and I think another one was Gran Turismo, I believe. And we played Spider-Man a ton. I think the memory card broke though, so we always had to restart whenever we whenever we had to turn it off and turn it back on. We always had to restart, which was kind of a bummer, but it was a great game, so I never minded. My second console probably had to be my PS2, as you've seen a trend here. But the PS2, I had some MX vs ATV games by THQ, I believe, which is now shut down, which is really, really too bad for me. I did love those MX games. I still even had some before they shut down. I played a lot of those kind of games, and I don't remember too much about the PS2. I just remember me and my brother, we played a lot of the MX games. We fooled around, we did everything there was to do in them. It was a great time, and those games were great if anybody else remembers them or has played them. And then we move on to the Wii, which was the next console I got. And if you think I'm rushing through the consoles, it's only because I don't really remember them. So we're moving on to the Wii now, which will probably be a lot longer of a story because I do remember a lot about the Wii. So this was probably when I was more closer to teenagerhood that I got a Wii. One of my fondest memories / games that I had to point out would be Monster Hunter Tri. If any of you guys remember that game, it was amazing. I absolutely love that game. I think I dumped like 300 hours into it. That is like nuts. 300 hours, which at the time was huge for me, and it still sort of is, but it gets worse than 300 hours. But Monster Hunter was my thing for a long time. I always remember there were tons of roles, which were kind of more defined by the weapons than actually having a role, which I loved because it was great for me. I got to pick my weapon, I got to play the way I used it. And I found in that game the weapons were great for every single class. So if you wanted to be a heavy hitter and slow but be able to block, you had your great swords. If you wanted to be quick, you had smaller swords and shields. And if you wanted to be a heavy hitter and quick at the same time but not have a block, it was the hammer. I always went hammer. I found I like to move quickly but at the same time have a really powerful weapon. I got very, very good at dodging. I soloed a ton of monsters and I was pretty darn good at the game. Great memories. Like I said, I dumped 300 hours into that game. So if you guys haven't heard it or you've had a Wii and you don't know what games to buy for it, Monster Hunter 3 or Monster Hunter Tri. I totally suggest this game. This game was great for me. It'll probably be great for you if you like that kind of thing, but it is a great game overall. The rest of the games I had for the Wii weren't really as much of a deal to me, more Wii Party, that kind of thing, and they were fun for like maybe 10 hours tops, maybe 10 to 40 hours. Not much of a big deal to me at the time, and they still really aren't. So let's get into my PC years. So yes, I did jump over to PC for a little while. I pretty much only played TF2. And DC Universe. Don't forget DC Universe. Okay, so TF2, actually let's start with DC Universe because I know less about the game. So pretty much in short, I think I put up to 400 hours into DC Universe. I am huge on that game as well because I grew up being a total comic book fanboy, which if you come to my channel and you don't understand that, I draw tons and tons of comic book characters. And that's kind of where that stems from, is I love the comic book movies. The second they come out, I'm always like the first one in line to go see them. I love that kind of stuff. So DC Universe to me was a great game, whereas other people kind of looked at it and said, yeah, it was alright, it was pretty fun. But for me, just being a superhero and being able to do that, it was a big deal to me. So as much as it might not have been the best game, I loved it just because of my my childhood memories and that kind of thing, which was all filled with superheroes and whatnot. So I do suggest that game. It might not be as fun to most people. It's an MMO, so you know, it really depends what kind of guy you are. So next up, I played TF2. Now, I have actually talked about TF2 on this channel before, a long time ago. But nevertheless, TF2 was huge for me. I dumped 800 hours into that game. 800 hours. Now, the reason I did like that game is because there were so many options. The classes and everything were so versatile. You could do whatever you want. You could even like screw around for hours. I remember I used to do rocket jumping for quite a while, and then I played around on crit servers and stuff like that. Just for the fun of it, really. I loved TF2. 800 hours. I would suggest the game. It's a great game. Go and get it. It's actually free too, so that's even a bigger bonus. So if you have a PC and you don't know what to play on it, like I said, grab TF2. Now, up to date with me right now, because I actually left PC because I got a PS3. Because PCs were too laggy at the time, and I don't really have the money for a very nice PC. So right now I am at the PS3, thinking about PS4 or a PC. I'm stuck in between the two right now, just saving for money and gonna get either one of those two. But right now I'm at a PS3, and what I usually play is either Call of Duty or Battlefield 4. Battlefield 3 was huge for me. I thought the explosions, the buildings collapsing, and all that crap was huge. So Battlefield 4, of course, I picked it up pretty soon after it released. It's good. It's really good. It's better than the third one in many ways. It drops a couple balls due to the fact that sometimes it's a little laggy on the PS3, but I think that's more the PS3's fault than Battlefield 4. And sometimes gun cross sites don't load, or gun sites don't load when you jump into the game the first minute or so, maybe 30 seconds. If you play Battlefield 4 on a PS3, you'll know what I'm talking about. But after the crosshairs load up, it is fine. Great play. And I did play COD too, so I'm pretty much into first-person shooters as of right now, if you haven't guessed. First-person shooters have always been kind of fun to me. I always like the competitive style of play for me. And yeah, I even keep up with some of the competitive COD circuit, which, if you think it's really stupid that people get paid a lot of money to play Call of Duty, I did too. I'm gonna be honest with you. I used to hate Call of Duty, and then I started playing it, and then it actually got kind of interesting, and I got pretty interested into it. So if you don't even respect Call of Duty, that's fine. I'm not judging you because I didn't either. But if you really do want to see something cool, then totally check out the competitive circuit on Call of Duty. Some of these guys, they may get paid a lot, I'm sure, and you probably hate them because they make more money than you. But some of these guys, they have a lot of skill, and you gotta give them credit. They are nuts at the game. It is ridiculous watching them play. But really, I think that's all I'm going to say about that. Obviously, this has been quite a long talk about my video game experience / consoles and all of that kind of thing. So if you did enjoy the video, feel free to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I will catch you guys in the next video. Manifest out.